Skullack Stimulus Lighthouse Alert Neighborhood Presents, 10 A lot of enduring conspiracy theories. The leading 10 of the world's most long-lasting conspiracy theories. 1. Online banking. Conspiracy theories. The theory of electronic conspiracy is said to be a variant of contemporary New World Order conspiracy theories. According to some conspiracy theorists, virtual money credit and debit cards was created by a secret group that plans to control the world. The strategy, according to theorists, is to entirely remove paper and coin currency so that residents rely entirely on internet banking. When that objective is attained, the secret group will cause an around-the-world electronic blackout, which will simultaneously remove everybody's checking account information, thus wreaking havoc and panic. The supposed inspiration behind the plot is the reintroduction of slavery into the contemporary world. The benefactors vary depending upon which theory you register for. 2. Secret societies control the world. Secret societies control the world. If you were truly a member of the worldwide elite, you'd understand this currently. The world is ruled by an effective, secretive few. A number of the rest peopleans have actually heard that in 2004 both candidates for the White House were members of Yale University's secretive Skull and Bones Society, a number of whose members have risen to effective positions. But Skull and Bones is little potatoes compared to the mystical cabals that occupy essentially every seat of power, from the corridors of government to the boardrooms of Wall Street. Take the Illuminati, a sect stated to have actually come from 18th century Germany and which is apparently accountable for the pyramid and a symbol adorning the $1 bill. They mean to foment world wars to strengthen the argument for the creation of a worldwide federal government, which would, of course, be satanic in nature. Or think about the Freemasons, who promote their group as the earliest and largest worldwide fraternity and boast alumni like George Washington. Some think that despite donating stacks of money to charity, they're covertly plotting your undoing at Masonic temples throughout the world. Or maybe, some theorize, the people pulling the strings aren't concealed in shadow at all. They might be the intelligentsia on the Council on Foreign Relations, a cadre of policy wonks who apparently count their goals as publishing an erudite bi-monthly journal and developing a unified world federal government, not necessarily in that order. 3. Landing on Moon. Moon landing. According to conspiracy theorists, the moon landing that the world saw unfold live on July 20, 1969, was a scam orchestrated by NASA and other crucial organizations. Theorists think that the surface area Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked upon was not a celestial body but a man-made soundstage. Proponents of the conspiracy theory firmly insist that the technology of the time was not adequate to pull off such a task. They claim that environmental obstacles alone, cosmic rays, radiation belts and solar wind would have made the trip impossible. As proof of their belief, theorists indicate photographs and video that were taken during the mission, which they declare include numerous curiosity, including inconsistent shadows, identical backgrounds and the absence of any noticeable stars. Why fake the landing? Theorists declare the United States looked for not only the status of the event, but likewise monetary gain. In 2008, Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman, stars of the TV show Mythbusters, analyzed numerous of the myths connected to the moon landing. Upon carrying out a variety of regulated tests with a team of scientists at a NASA training center, they concluded that a conspiracy did not exist. NASA puts little effort into unmasking the claims, looking at them as ridiculous. However, they did, in July 2009, use the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter to take an image of the Apollo 11 landing site, which they state shows remains of the 1969 landing site. Despite efforts to unmask the misconceptions, conspiracy theorists stand by their claims. 4. The Reptilian Elite. Alien reptiles. They are among us. Blood-drinking, flesh-eating, shape-shifting extraterrestrial reptilian humanoids with just one goal in their cold-blooded little heads: to shackle the mankind. They are our leaders, our business executives, our cherished Oscar-winning actors and Grammy-winning singers, and they're responsible for the Holocaust, the Oklahoma City bombings and the 9/11 attacks, at least according to former BBC Sports Press reporter David Icke, who ended up being the poster human for the theory in 1998 after releasing his first book, The Biggest Secret, which consisted of interviews with two Brits who claimed members of the royal household are absolutely nothing more than reptiles with crowns. The conspiracy theorist and New Age theorist, who used just turquoise for a time and insisted on being called Son of Godhead, states these Anunnaki, the reptiles, have actually controlled mankind given that ancient times. They count among their number Queen Elizabeth, George W. Bush, Henry Kissinger, Bill and Hillary Clinton and Bob Hope. Trespassing on other conspiracy theorists' territory, Icke even declares that the lizards lag secret societies like the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Considering that earning the suspicious title of Paranoid of the Decade in the late 1990s, Icke has written a number of books on the subject, including his most current work, The David Icke Guide to the Global Conspiracy, while operating his own website complete with product and advertisements. 5. The CIA and AIDS. The CIA and AIDS. Considering that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention first reported the HIV/AIDS epidemic in 1981, rumors have actually persisted that the lethal virus was developed by the CIA to eliminate homosexuals and African Americans. Even today, the conspiracy theory has a number of prominent followers. South African President Thabo Mbeki, when promoted the theory, contesting clinical claims that the virus came from Africa and implicating the US federal government of producing the illness in military labs. When she won the Nobel Peace Prize, Kenyan ecologist Wangari Maathai used the global spotlight to support the theory too. Others firmly insist that the government intentionally injected gay men with the virus throughout 1978 hepatitis B experiments in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Still others point to Richard Nixon, who integrated the U.S. Army's biowarfare department with the National Cancer Institute in 1971. Though the co-discoverers of HIV, Dr. Robert Gallo of the National Cancer Institute and Dr. Luc Montagnier of the Pasteur Institute in Paris do not agree on its origins, the majority of members of the clinical community believe the virus leapt from monkeys to human beings a long time throughout the 1930s. 6. Holocaust Revisionism. Holocaust Revisionism. In spite of frustrating proof and an admission and apology from Germany years earlier, deconstructionists continue to declare that nearly 6 million Jews were not eliminated by Nazis throughout the Holocaust. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, for one, has called the Holocaust a misconception and recommended that Germany and other European countries, rather than Palestine, supply land for a Jewish state. Unlike Ahmadinejad, most revisionists do not deny that Jews were interned in prison camps during World War II. Rather, they argue that the variety of deaths was greatly exaggerated. Gas chambers are a particular sticking point. Holocaust deniers state they were simply a rumor or, if they certainly existed, were not powerful sufficient to kill, though evidence and history indicate otherwise. And the photos of emaciated and passing away Jews. Attorney Edgar J. Steele, a revisionist, says, all those images of slim people and bodies stacked like cordwood were in fact of Czechs and Poles and Germans, who passed away of typhus, which was widespread in the camps. 7. Location 51 and the aliens. We may have Tang thanks to the space program, but who gave us such innovations as the stealth fighter and Kepler? Aliens, of course. Conspiracy theorists believe that the remains of crashed UFO spacecrafts are saved at Area 51, an Air Force base about 150 miles from Las Vegas, where federal government researchers reverse engineer the aliens' highly advanced technology. Fodder for this has actually originated from a range of supposed UFO sightings in the area and statement from a retired Army colonel who states he was given access to extraterrestrial products collected from an alien spacecraft that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. Some think that the government research studies time travel at Area 51, also referred to as Groom Lake or Dreamland. The government has developed innovative aircraft and weapons systems at neighboring Nellis Air Force Base, including stealth bombers and reconnaissance planes. And the federal government's official line that the information of Area 51 are classified for functions of national security is only viewed as additional proof that the armed force is concealing aliens or alien spacecraft. 8. The 9/11. Not given that the JFK assassination has there been a nationwide disaster so heavily inscribed in American minds, or that has generated rather as numerous alternative explanations. While videos and photographs of the two airplanes striking the World Trade Center towers are well known around the globe, the sheer profusion of documentary evidence has actually only provided even more fodder for conspiracy theories. A May 2006 Sogby poll discovered that 42% of Americans believe that the federal government and the 9/11 Commission concealed or refused to investigate important evidence that contradicts their main description of the September 11th attacks. Why had the military failed to intercept the pirated airplanes? Had the federal government released a stand-down order to decrease interference with a secret plan to ruin the structures and blame it on Islamic terrorists? In 2005, Popular Mechanics published a huge examination of comparable claims and reactions to them. The reporting group discovered that the North American Aerospace Defense Command (NORAD) did not have a history of having fighter jets prepped and all set to intercept airplane that had gone off route. And while the team found no evidence that the government had planned the attacks, lack of evidence has rarely stopped conspiracy theorists before. 9. The JFK assassination. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963, struck by 2 bullets. One in the head, one in the neck, while riding in an open-top limousine through Dealey Plaza in Dallas. Lee Harvey Oswald was charged with eliminating him, and a presidential commission headed by Chief Justice Earl Warren discovered that Oswald acted alone. However, that conclusion hasn't satisfied requirements with the public. There are countless conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. A 2003 ABC News survey discovered that 70% of Americans believe Kennedy's death was the outcome of a wider plot. The trajectory of the bullets, some state, didn't square with Oswald's perch on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. Others suggest a second shooter, possibly on the grassy knoll of Dealey Plaza, took part in the shooting. Others think in an even wider conspiracy. Was Kennedy eliminated by CIA agents acting either out of anger over the Bay of Pigs or at the behest of Vice President Lyndon Johnson? By KGB operatives? Mobsters mad at Kennedy's bro for initiating the prosecution of organized crime rings? Speculation over one of history's most well-known political assassinations is such a popular parlor video game that many people have taken the reports to heart. Simply 32% of those surveyed by ABC think Oswald performed the killing on his own. 10. Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangle? Exists a mystical force that causes ships and aircrafts to vanish in the Bermuda Triangle, or is this simply another far-fetched theory? For hundreds of years, individuals have informed stories about strange happenings in the Bermuda Triangle, also called the Devil's Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is located in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. It covers approximately 500,000 square miles of the ocean, with apexes in Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico. There is no mistaking that a large number of vessels have actually gone missing out on in the area. However, the explanation for those disappearances is where the conspiracies come into play. According to theorists, supernatural aspects are accountable for the disappearances. Some say extraterrestrial beings are to blame, while others point to the legendary lost continent of Atlantis. The U.S. Coast Guard and other specialists knowledgeable about the triangle discount supernatural elements as being accountable. Instead, they indicate the reality that the triangle is located in a heavily taken-a-trip area of the ocean. They say that the variety of incidents that happen there are no higher than those that happen in other parts of the ocean. They feel that any number of natural incidents consisting of hurricanes and rogue waves could be accountable. Likewise, they indicate the possibility of pirates and mechanical failures. In regard to the compass problems, experts say that there are no unusual magnetic abnormalities in the location and mention the fact that all compasses have natural magnetic variations. Regardless of whom you believe, one thing remains specific. The Bermuda Triangle will undoubtedly continue to remain a source of secret and intrigue.